Yo, YouTube, what is good? Today is a special, super special day because today is where we start a new series I'm going to call Trying Every Gun at Its Maximum Potential. Okay? So, what we're going to do in this series is we're going to take every gun that we can find in Warframe and we're going to build them out. Give them their forma, right? Try them with whatever Warframe is best for them. We're going to just try to max out every gun in the game. And I wanted to do this to prove that you don't need to play the meta to have fun in Warframe. You don't need to do that. Like, yes, the turret is great, and I use the turret from time to time, but sometimes there's other weapons you can use, that are more fun, that have cool gimmicks, that just can add some spice to your Warframe gameplay. Because let's be honest, right? See, when we play this game for hours on end, and it gets boring sometimes. It gets boring. You're farming that new prime, you're farming a weapon, you're farming a Warframe. It gets boring, and one of the ways I like to spice up my Warframe gameplay is by using new weapons, by using off-meta weapons. That's actually what I've been doing for like the past week. I've used the turret maybe once this whole week. I've been just using a bunch of random, whatever I thought was good and whatever I thought was cool. So for this video, we have one of my favorite weapons and probably my strongest off-meta weapon that I have currently, the Exergis. Man. This gun is crazy. This gun can hit up to 1,000,000 damage a shot. And I'm going to show you what this gun looks like at its very top maximum potential. Now, before I show you the build, let me show you what the gun can do. So we're going to swap over Chroma Prime, of course, because Chroma's not going to really buff your guns like you want them to, You want to see it at max potential, we bring out someone like my Frost build, okay? Why am I bringing out my Frost build and not maybe Revenant or someone else? I'll show you right now. I'll tell you right now, actually. Frost's fourth ability allows him, at least the one that what I'm using for Frost. Let's go to his build right now. I'm using his augment mod that allows him to armor strip with his fourth ability, and that grants you overguard, right? Then I'm using Biting Frost, which gains 200% crit chance at 200% crit damage against frozen enemies. And I'm using Chilling Globe. That's just something that I wanted to do. It's a demo list thing, and when I play Disruption. But I'm going to show you what a build like this can do. Remember, 200% crit chance, 200% crit damage. I'm not going to show the build just yet, but look at what this gun can do already. Running a 8. Now, I know that says 8% in a 1.4. Yeah. It looks so small. I know. But realize this, okay? Multiplying 34,000 on top of status effects, you're going to see exactly what that's going to do to people right now. So we have level 145 heavy gunners. These are steel path heavy gunners. We're going to use roar. Then we're going to do this. Hit him once, twice, 300,000 damage. Now, let's build some stacks and see what happens. Oh, one shot. Oh my goodness, I'm killing him through the thing. Okay. Oh yeah, and it has punch through. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I forgot to say that. I mean, as you see, 2 shots and I kill everyone in there. Everybody dies to the Exergis. No one talks about this gun, even though this gun can do that. And I'm not going to use Frost because I know Frost is vaulted right now. I'm not going to use Frost. Though I'm trying to show you guys what guns look like at their max potential, I'm going to show you what this gun looks like by itself. We're going to go back to Chroma. As you see, there's no pet here, so there's no priming. No priming at all. We're going to spawn these guys in. We're going to go over here. Remember, Chroma can give you a damage boost, but we're not going to use the damage boost on Chroma. No. We're going to just shoot them and see how good the Exergis can do. Let's take a look. Okay, a little weak looking. Okay, getting a little stronger. Let's see what happens after I get my first kill. Oh my goodness. Okay, that guy's dead, basically. Let's see what happens if I hit straight body shots. Oh, wow. Headshots, maybe? Oh my goodness. Took him out. Whew. This is a beast of a gun, man. And this is without any sort of damage buffing. And let's be real, if you're watching a video like this, a max, seeing guns at their max potential, you're probably using roar on your builds. You might be using Zata's Whisper, right? You're using some sort of Warframe ability that buffs it. So let's take something normal that everyone uses. Let's say, I don't know, Revenant Prime with his with roar on his fourth ability. A lot of people have this build. You have a build similar. You just pop roar, one button click. Shoot him in the head. Gotta kill the first guy. Easy. Now we have primary deadhead stacks because I'm running primary deadhead. And now we're just We're wiping them out easy enough. And even at a range, I'm doing a lot of damage, even at range. Look at that. Two shot, and it's shooting through guys. So it doesn't suffer from what most shotguns suffer from, which is bad ad clearing. It's bad. They're bad at killing multiple targets because they're shotguns. They're mostly single target use guns. Kind of like how the normal Corinth works. Not the Corinth Prime. The Corinth Prime has a pretty good air burst, but the normal Corinth Prime's air burst is pretty whack. So I mean, the normal Corinth is its air burst is pretty whack. So it's only really good for fighting one guy at a time. So this gun completely says screw that, right? Especially with this build, it says screw that. I'm gonna punch through everybody, and kill everyone. It's an incredible shotgun. It's a status shotgun, and I don't know about you guys, but I love status weapons. To me, this is my opinion. I don't know if this is true or not, but status weapons are the strongest in the game. When you apply 10,000 status effects, weapons that do more damage because of status, they're going to outdo a weapon that does just raw damage. Because sometimes you need that status damage. So let's get into the build now. Actually, before that, let me make sure these guys are spawned because we're gonna do a little more checking out. Let's check out the build. Okay, we have the Exergis here. This is what we're running: Toxic Barrage, Semi-Shotgun Cannonade, Shotgun Elementalist, Prime Point Blank, Shell Shock, Galvanized Hell, Galvanized Savvy, and Tactical Pump. Oh, and Primary Deadhead. Of course, gotta add that on. Don't forget Primary Deadhead. That's how you get your stacks. That's how you get weapon stacks. Everyone knows Primary Deadhead. If you're watching a video like this, you know Primary Deadhead. Now, you can change Primary Deadhead for a max rank shotgun Vendetta, because at the end of the day, it is a shotgun. Yeah. And of course, this gives you multi-shot, 180% multi-shot, 75% reload speed, especially on a gun like this that shoots twice before it has to reload, or technically shoots once if you're not using this build, before it has to, rechamber. Something like this is amazing. I just personally don't have a max rank shotgun Vendetta, so I don't use it. I think this comes from Duviri, and I don't like Duviri. Okay, I don't like Duviri. But let's go down this build to tell you why I chose this and maybe some stuff that you could change. So we're running Radiation Corrosive. Radiation is based on his weapon, kind of like I think the Phantasma has radiation on it. We're running Radiation Corrosive. Radiation is on its own. Corrosive I'm running because, in my opinion, it is the greatest in the game, either corrosive or heat, because the enemies that are the hardest to kill are Grenier or any weapon that has armor. Shield is nothing. Shield does nothing. You can just run Toxin and shield doesn't matter. Most times when you're fighting a high level corpus, they just have a lot of shield. They don't have a lot of health though, so you just run Toxin and you insta kill them. But Grenier, armor, so much armor, so much health. So running something like Corrosive, which can take I think 80% of their armor, or running Heat that can almost instantly take 50% of their armor away, boosts your damage to another level, right? So that's where we're running Corrosive. That's where Toxic Barrage and Shell Shock come from. We're running their 60-60 mods and not their 90% mods, because we want the status chance. We want the highest status chance possible to proc more status per shot. The more status we have, the more damage we do. As you see with Galvanized Savvy, which is a perfect segue to it. We have Galvanized Savvy here because since it's a status weapon, it procs a lot of status. And since we're using a super late game build, we're going to be running like Doriga, or what I'm going to show you in a second, my Titan build, which is a Robo-Dog. He procs so much status effects and makes this gun do... I saw 1 million damage right before I tested this video. I saw 1 million damage because my dog Titan was spreading his status effects everywhere. I have that, and I have a Verglass thing to show you guys to give you more crit. If that's something you want to do, you can have more crit with Verglass and a Riven, but that's super duper late game stuff. And listen, I can understand not having a Verglass Riven. That's different. But back to this. We have Tactical Pump for the reload speed, because if you ever use the Exergis, right, you might have used it before, said this was whack, and you probably said it was whack because of that reload speed. Its chamber is super slow. It's super slow. So we run Tactical Pump just to fix that, because it's not good. It's too slow to actually allow you to fight multiple enemies. Going through like Steel Path, 6,000 enemies spawned. You want to be able to reload and keep shooting, keep putting damage on your target. You don't want your status effects to go away, right? You want them to die quickly, because the less enemies, the less chance that you die, right? So of course we have Prime Point Blank. This is just a Run of the mill damage mod, you know. Now I do hear that that running something like point blank and deadhead isn't the smartest thing to do, but listen, it works for me, and I would be running Shotgun Vendetta, but as I said before, I don't have it, right? So I mean, as you guys saw, it already works. Now, Galvanized Hell, this should be on every shotgun build. Remember, shotguns, they shoot pellets. They don't shoot singular bullets. They shoot multiple bullets. They have innate multi-shot, right? So imagine you're putting more multi-shot on that. On shotguns, the guns that already, for the most part, like most shotguns in this game, mastery rank like 8 and above, are demons if you really build them because they have so much multi-shot. They shoot so much, right? They can do so much damage. That's what a shotgun is for. DE has really done their job when it comes to balancing shotguns in this game and making them feel like true shotguns, right? So, we put on Galvanized Hell because we want more multi-shot. The more multi-shot, the faster people die. And the more you feel like you're Doom guy running around with that double barrel shotgun, right? That's basically what we're doing here. We put on more multi-shot and we sweep through everybody. Everyone we see, we sweep through them, right? So the next thing we have is Shotgun Elementalist because, again, as a status-based weapon, more status damage on a weapon that's going to proc a lot of status and more status damage on enemies that have 5 status effects on them because of 1, your gun, and 2, your Deriga, right? Your Verglas, your Robo Dog, whatever you're running, your Vulpaphyla, anything like that is going to put more status on an enemy or even some of your abilities. This will just give you more damage because it is that in Galvanized Savvy. It also will give you magazine capacity. Now we're going from 1 bullet to 2 bullets because this gun its base is 1 bullet before you have to rechamber, and that's boring. I didn't like it, so I'd rather shoot 2 bullets. I mean, as you guys saw, it's 2 shots and they die, right? 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's what we were just doing. It's 2 shots and then they fall over. We don't want to shoot once, have to reload, then shoot again to kill. No. We don't want to do that. It's gonna make everything take so much longer. So next is probably one of the most important, which is Shotgun Cannonade. Fire rate can't be modified with this mod. It gives you 240% damage, 1.5 punch through. I know that this and this are diminished returns, 1000%. But it's what I like to have. All right. And I personally couldn't find anything else to go in this spot right here, unless I put like cold or something. But nothing really worked for me that I personally liked. So we're gonna run crazy amounts of base damage. I like it. And it also gives you 1.5 punch through, which, I mean, as you guys were seeing, this gun gets absolutely insane. This gun has a 2 punch through. It feels like it has infinite punch through with the way that we were attacking just then, right? So, this is the build. This is my build. I believe this is almost perfect when it comes to build. A build for the Exergis. I mean, you can't really get much better than this. And when we swap over to, we stay on Revenant and we bring out Titan, like I was saying, my Robo Dog, it does even more damage. Let me just put on Magic Skin just for it. And then we're going to use Roar. Look at all those status effects that he proc. Then we're going to... Oh, he killed him. Let's see. Okay, he's dead. Look at this. They just fall over because, my dog procs all these status effects, and I'm using a gun that benefits heavily of status. And as you see, we can one-shot some of these guys because my dog is doing that. Now we're going from literally 2 shots to, like that, a 1 shot. That's absolutely amazing now, isn't it? This is why you want to run something like a Deriga, something like my boy Titan here, my Hound, my Robo Dog. Now, I'm going to show you what I have on him. Yes, I do have a Riven. I love my dog that much. I bought him a Riven, but don't worry about this Riven. This Riven is a crit chance, crit damage. Listen. I have damn near the God roll Riven for this weapon, okay? But that's not what matters. The damage, none of that matters. No one cares. This is just so I can have a Robo Dog that's strong. He runs around killing people instantly. That's what I want it for. But for you, let's say you just got a Robo Dog or you just got Deriga, because this works for both of them. You just put on your Magnetic Rush, your Frost mod, your Cold mod, you put on your Toxin mod. I'm running Viral Magnetic, right? He also has Slash and Impact. He can proc whatever he wants, right? So we just put stuff on him and let him put those status effects on enemies. Now these enemies have damage vulnerability because we have Galvanized Savvy. The more status effects, the more damage you do. So that's what we're going to run, right? We're going to run all of this, and you can make this even better. To be honest, you could take everything off this build, right? You could take Prime Pressure Point off, Galvanized Duke, take it all off, and put every single slot another status effect. do crazy combination of status effects, kind of like how the Kuva Nucor is. You just put so much status effects on your weapon that it's like, wow, that's crazy, right? And you'll probably get a million damage per shot. You'll give you more damage than I do, right? But the only way for this to work, if you're trying to use the Hound, you're not using like Dariga. The only way for this to work and for Hound to spread status effects is if you are running the mod. I think it's this one right here. No. This one, my bad. Synthesized Prospectus fires a spark that seeks out the nearest enemy in 30 meters, dealing 300 electric damage in a 10-meter radius. This spark ricochets up to 7 times, seeking out the nearest enemy in 30 meters. Now, if you're taking a good look, this procs electricity. So on top of what we already have, which is viral magnetic, we now have electricity. Now we have viral magnetic electricity, which isn't combining. It does not combine with the magnetic. We have 3 status effects on that, right? The gun itself shoots 2 status effects, which is radiation and corrosive, and we have the slash, the impact. And let's say you have your own primer. Now you have a primer that can proc cold, that can proc heat. You can understand how crazy this gun can get when I just showed you that with just this baby right here, this little dog priming an enemy, gets you crazy damage. Let me see how much damage I can really get. I'm almost sure I can get a million damage, a 1 million damage shot. Let's see. Let's get him over here. Let's make him do this thing. Let's get stacks. Let's see. 104. Make sure I'm keeping everything up. I need him to yeah, he's doing it pretty well. Nah, I don't see it. 100K. I wish I had this screenshot, man. I could have showed you guys. This can 1000% reach a million, but I think you guys are just dying too fast. They're like instant dying. Oh, that might have been a million in there. Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of numbers, but this is gonna kill so fast I can't even see it. They die in one shot. But I mean, you see, this gun is absolutely insane, and with its high base damage, it allows it to also kill stuff like acolytes, because we all know acolytes are pretty strong against status based damage, because they can only get 4 stacks at maximum of anything. So obviously they're not it's not the greatest to have a bunch of status effects on them or running a status weapon against them, because it doesn't matter that much, right? But this gun, since it has 34,000 base damage, that's 34,000 per pellet, mind you, base damage, it gets insane. When the gun can sit here and do millions of damage, and God forbid I ran horror with his crazy crit, this gun might one-shot a acolyte. And actually what we're gonna do right now is go to my favorite steel path mission, so I can show you guys what this gun can do on the steel path, right? So we're gonna take my boy Titan, we're gonna take my boy Revenant, and we're going to go into the Kuva survival mission, which is the best steel path mission, guys. If you want to go ahead and farm some steel essence, I recommend Kuva survival. It's awesome. And we're gonna go ahead and find ourselves but wait for a
set off the alarms to draw them out,
acolyte to spawn, and we'll show how good this gun is.
As expected, Grenier have shut down the environmental systems,
okay, they're on the
sending
side,
modified life support capsules.
Alright, let me let Titan get up in there. Okay, he hits them up, nice.
The
now these guys, these aren't the level 40 heavy gunners. These are run-of-the-mill scrubs, Even though it is a steel path, these guys are scrubs compared to the guys I was saying. Those are corrupted heavy gunners. The corrupted heavy gunners. These guys, look, I shoot them once and they disappear. They literally melt into paper. Unless you're that far, because it is still a shotgun. Gotta get a little close. Let's see what happens to these guys. Gone. Oh, I missed. I'm garbage. Oh my goodness. Gone. Reload. Gone. Easy. The gun. Oh, the roar's not on. Let me turn it on. Oh my goodness. Take them out. And if you're running a grouping ability, oh man, you could probably blow through the whole squad. Pause. Whoa. But you could probably kill everybody in the room with the grouping ability in this gun. There's 2-3 everyone, So now we're just sitting here and we're gonna just wait for the acolyte to spawn. Acolyte finally spawning in. We're gonna make sure we get everything right. Where's he at? Let's see. Oh man, put him down to half health and he went immortal, and he's dead. And he's dead. Okay. He went immortal after the second, before the second shot. So that's the only reason he lived. But I mean, you see, I would have two-shot that guy, and I don't even know if he was truly primed yet, because you can prime acolytes. It's not as good, obviously, as like a normal enemy that can take all status effects. They can still take 4, right? And 4 is good. Yeah, 4 is good, especially when you're running something like Galvanized Savvy. But yeah, I mean, we can leave this mission, go back to the simulacrum, and talk a little bit more about the Exergis. And spawn these guys in. Let's just do one more little demonstration of it. You guys already saw it. You already saw it was crazy. We're just doing one more little demonstration, you know, for the people watching. Let's just, all right, Titan, get it done. All right, they're all gone. They're gone. Oh man, 400,000 damage. 200K on a gun that's not supposed to crit either. You see how crazy the crits are? Man. A gun that's not supposed to really crit has an 8% crit chance with a 1.4 crit damage, and it's doing 200k, 300k damage, 400k sometimes. It can get more than that, obviously, with better. If you have better modding, if you have different pets, you might have you might know something I don't know, right? If you use something like Verglass, that already gives this gun a 2.8 multiplier, I think, something like that. If you're running Verglass, actually, why am I trying to do that off the head? And I could just put on Nautilus with Verglass and check my gun then. Okay, now it has a not a 2.8 but a 2.6 damage multiplier. And you know, with anyone that can give you more crit like Haro, which we can't demonstrate now because we would have to have them kill us. I mean, have them shoot us. Actually, we could do that. Let's do that. Let's show what Haro can do to this gun. Where's Haro? Where's my guy? Haro, where you at? There he is. Okay, let's simulate everyone. Oh, forgot. I got to turn on their AI to allow them to shoot at me. Pulse AI. Don't pulse AI. Everybody shoot at me right now. Stay right here. Okay, do this. Alright, let everybody take shots at me. Come on, come on. Let it happen, whatever. We don't have the priming from our dog anymore, but that's fine, of course. Now we're gonna run this way, we're gonna run this way. Let's trap everybody, and let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, starting his crits down. Now with no priming, it's definitely gonna look much worse, but oh my goodness. I thought I was gonna die. 300k red crits, 700k red crits. Maybe the net shot to really be able to see. Oh, they killed me. That's fine. But yeah, you know, you see 700k red crits, and if you have a proper build for Verglass, not Verglass, for Nautilus, you'll be able to hold on, let me kill everybody. If you have a proper build, you'll be able to status prime them and get a benefit from the critical chance bonus, the critical damage bonus, I mean. So, you know, though I believe this is as far as I'm taking the Exergis, because come on, man, it's almost a perfect weapon. Like, I mean, I could squeeze a little more damage out of a gun that's already two-shotting guys, right? I could do that, but I don't see a reason to do that right now, really at all. The gun I just showed you, you take your dog, you take your Dariga, you take anyone, right? And you shoot, they died. You know, you fight an acolyte, you shoot him twice, he dies. You feel me? And that's without using the abilities that you guys have access to, right? I mean, I have access to them too, but I'm not using them for this video. Something like if you're playing Korra, you know, you're farming, you can ensnare the acolyte, shoot him 2 times in the head, he won't be able to move. Easy, right? You can use anyone else that gives you real damage damage boost, right? If you're playing horror yourself, you know, any of these guys that you're playing, you know, I don't know how Zata's Whisper works with this gun, but I assume that it's amazing. Actually, we could check Zata's Whisper right now by going to my extremely niche build on Loki, because that's my guy. I love Loki, and I'm probably gonna make a build guide on this dude. But yes, I have a Loki with Zata's Whisper. Pause AI, spawn the guys, take off Nautilus, and put back on my status primer. Titan, here's my dog. Then we're gonna go invisible. That's Arcane Corpuscular. Here's Zata's Whisper. Let him prime. Oh my goodness. It makes it a little bit of an AoE machine. Oh, look at that. That's Zata's Whisper plus Arcane Corpuscular plus status priming. And the gun that it was already two-shotting is now comfortably one-shotting, right? I mean, like I said, the gun just gets slightly stronger when you change up just a small amount of things. You know, Arcane Corpuscular gives you the critical bonus. Here's the Loki build, actually. I'll show you the Loki build. I'll explain it in another video, but this is the build that we're running at the moment. When invisible, gain 30% ability strength and 3 times final critical damage. That's not 3 times final critical chance. It's just critical damage, right? We still have an 8% crit chance. It's just that when it does crit, it punches hard, really hard, right? And of course, we're running the Titan. We're running Zata's Whisper. Yes, I'm running 5 red shards. That's exactly how I get down with Loki. Zata's Whisper, you know. I hear this is a really good one. I really don't even know what it really does. I just know it gives you more damage, and I use it. That's it. I mean, we could try it again. Let's use it again. Oh my goodness, we actually killed a few guys by doing that. Maybe, actually, look at it. While I'm testing this video, I just realized that Loki, Zata's Whisper is actually better than Roar. To be honest, like, it's better. Let me do that one more time. I'm going to spawn them one more time, and see how they're all affected by status. Let's try it again. Zata's on. It's not proccing at all, dude. Oh, the shots are trying to, like, bounce. You see that? They're trying to bounce, like, in the bubble, and anyone nearby dies. They die because the shots are bouncing around, and they're killing them. So, yeah, I think Zata's Whisper is definitely probably, like, 9 times out of 10, Zata's Whisper is a better damage type overall for the Exergis. I didn't even know that till literally just now. I just thought about my Loki having Zata's Whisper on. So, you know, you can use the other build, right? You can use their roars, or you can subsume Zata's Whisper on your favorite warframe. I personally am using Loki. He's one of my favorites. He goes invisible, which is, in my opinion, the best way to survive. And he can go immortal by, you know, doing the whole switch teleport thing, which I don't think it works with allies. Oh, I can't even switch teleport with him. Okay. But, you know, you switch teleport, you go invulnerable, and now you're invulnerable and invisible. Let's do it right now. Let's stand like right here. Look, now I'm invulnerable. I kill these guys all I want. They can't do anything about it. And I'm already invisible, so they really can't do anything about it. 700 damage. I mean, 700k damage. Like, to be honest, I'm really just killing these guys because I find this fun now. You know, I actually just find this a little bit fun. But, you know, that's it. That's the Exergis. That's the Exergis with 2 separate types, 2 separate build types. You know, we have Zata's Whisper, which the build doesn't really matter. Just using Zata's Whisper is the real big thing. The way I got this damage was using Zata's Whisper and running an invisibility frame with Arcane Corpuscular. That's one of the new arcanes. It's amazing. Oh yeah, check my Loki Prime. Yes, this Loki is getting upgraded to his Prime finally. And you can also use, you know, your run-of-the-mill Revenant, where is he at? Revenant and Roar. Obviously, all of us have a Revenant with top 10, top 50, top 5 strength in the game, right? He's built for strength. That's what we all build Revenant for, because the more strength, more Mesmer Shield, right? I mean, more Mesmer Skin. We want the most Mesmer Skin. The more Mesmer Skin, the less chance you die, right? But yeah, you know, that's it. Whether you like Roar, whether you like Zata's Whisper, you can run either one. Doesn't matter. I showed you what the gun looked like without the buffs, with the buffs. Even without Roar and Zata's Whisper, and you just have a primer, this gun will still comfortably 2-shot. Especially because you got to remember, I'm fighting 145 heavy gunners, corrupted heavy gunners. You're not fighting that. For the most part, you're not fighting that on like a normal day. This gun will clear 99% of Warframe content in 2 shots, man. 1 to 2 shots. It doesn't matter. Like, it will slap everybody, anyone. I mean, we just tested it out. I actually just surprised myself because the gun got even stronger when we used Zata's Whisper, right? But, you know, that's it. If you guys find this build guide helpful in any way, you know, shoot me a subscribe, you know, like the video. And if you want me to build any other weapon, which of course I'm gonna build every weapon. But if you want your weapon first, man, just put in the comments. Every comment that is getting put on the list, and I'm gonna take every one of those, by when they were posted, and I'm gonna do those guns first. That's how I'm gonna do it, because I want to show you guys what you want to see. I'm gonna build out guns that you want to see. Now I do have some other guns that I do want to show you guys, but that's for a video for tomorrow, right? Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. Again, my name is Sticks. This was a Sticks video. Hope to see you next time. Peace out, man.